Today I am at the Meriton Community Centre in St. Catharines, Ontario for the St. Catharines Collectors Expo. And here at this smaller convention slash toy show, there are a lot of vendors with a lot of different collectibles like Funko Pops, Pokémon TCG, and a lot of other stuff that I will definitely be showing you guys here today. So let's begin with a vendor way on the other side. All right, so at the first table, I have found some different books, including some graphic novels like Watchmen, but I did find some Funko Pops here. We got the newer Universal Monsters Pops with the really cool boxes like Gilman, Bride of Frankenstein, I believe this is an Amazon exclusive, normally Leprechaun, and then we also have the Blacklight Scarlet Witch. And then over here I actually did find a rock candy, which is something you don't see too often anymore because Funko no longer makes those types of figures. This really awesome figure of Mo with a couple different heads, and then we also do have some accessories added onto it. More Funko Pops here with Trouble, and then we have the Entertainment Earth exclusive RoboCop, and then we do have another Simpsons one here with Radioactive Man. Full-on Funko vendor, but first thing I noticed down here are a bin of $10 pops like Teddy Ursa. We also have Alligator Loki, which is a pop I haven't seen in quite a while, so it's cool to see that once again. I do notice some One Piece, some WWE pops like The Rock, Rocky Maivia, obviously same person, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Beth Phoenix, we got Shotzi right there. And as we move along here, we got some Harry Potter, we got some pops from the Rocks lineup, like a couple of the Freddie Mercurys, Pink. I do see some of the, I guess, newer Simpsons at this point with Homer, Lisa with Snowball 2, Mr. Burns, Marge with Maggie, we got Bart, and then of course some Office Pops, a lot of them that I actually don't have yet in the collection, so that may be a pickup today with the newer Dwight Schrute, the Fun Run Andy, and then Kevin Malone. And then right here I do notice the Speech Bubble Michael Scott, which I do already have, but another Office Pop that I actually have yet to obtain in my collection is the Michael Scott and Holly Flax 2-pack. This may be a pickup today. Of course, for all you anime fans, we got some One Piece pops, including the Flock Tony Chopper. I believe these specific ones with the yellow boxes are from the Netflix adaptation instead of the regular anime, like the cartoon style Nami. And then on the back here, we actually do have some of the chase figures for the NHL lineup, like Mario Lemieux, Patrick Waugh, Mark Messier, and then Wayne Gretzky. And we also do have the Alex Ovechkin right there too. So now we are at the Can Geek Games and Collectibles booth, where I do see some anime pops with One Piece once again. We got a Voltron. Over here we do have some K-pop Demon Hunters, some Sanrio pops like Hello Kitty, Tuxedo Sam, and then even the mashup of Hello Kitty and Naruto, which I haven't seen in stores in a while. We got some Dragon Ball Z right here. I see a Piccolo. And then we do have some Demon Slayer pops up my alley. We do have some Yu-Gi-Oh pops with Yami Yugi, Maximilian Pegasus, Alexis Rhodes, Karibo, Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then another Alexis Rhodes, which I do have all, I guess you would say, 5 of these pops already. We got the Animaniacs. There's also some Muppets pops with First Mate, Piggy, and then we also have the Fozzie Bear. Right over here, which I'll take a closer look at, are the newer like worker Beavis and Butthead pops. There is the Butthead, and then the Beavis one is right there. Over here we do have some Stranger Things pops from various seasons. We got some Godzilla and Kong pops, I believe. And then right here we have a Star Wars section, which one of the pops, which I haven't seen in a long time, is the holographic Emperor. This is exclusive to Toy Wars, which I don't know if I've actually ever heard of that, but that is pretty cool to actually see this pop. We actually have an OG Princess Leia right in the blue box as well. I remember going to my local Walmart and actually seeing that in person. The Princess Leia and R2-D2 2-pack from San Diego Comic-Con 2017. Unmasked Darth Vader, some of the newer ones like the C-3PO from Return of the Jedi. As we go along here, we do see some Disney related pops, of course, Toy Story 5. We got some Harry Potter. Actually, speaking of Toy Story, the 20th anniversary Buzz Lightyear, which I do have in the collection. Always cool seeing this. I actually noticed some Back to the Future right here with the Doc 2015 and the Dr. Emmett Brown that is from the Loot Crate box, which I do have those already. Simpsons pops we already looked at. Futurama, Oscar Martinez, the OG Michael Scott, We got some Magic the Gathering. Over here we have a really cool WWE section with Roman Reigns, Eddie Guerrero, the New Age Outlaws 2-pack, Drew McIntyre. We got The Miz, main event Jey Uso, Uncle Howdy, Eric Bischoff. I see Big Boss Man. As we move down here, more sports, but still some WWE pops like the Macho King Randy Savage, the Entertainment Earth exclusive, the newer Rhea Ripley, and then we also do have some Pokemon cards, both raw and graded. And speaking of Pokemon, we do have some Pokemon Funko Pops. I see a bunch of Pikachus, Ivysaur, we got Gengar, Squirtle. Right over here we got some Ninetales, Leafeon, Electabuzz, some ETBs, and premium collection boxes. There's perfect order. And here is the first partner illustration collection from Series 1, of course. Still trying to obtain those Gen 1 starters that come in this pack. And then lastly, we do have an array of Marvel Pops along here. I see Groot, I saw an Iron Man. There is the Iron Man from Avengers Endgame that I once had in the collection. A pop that I actually haven't seen in a while is this Gyro Attack. I remember it used to be at EB Games for a long time because this was shared there from Fan Expo Canada 2018.
Shout out goes to the unacceptable viewer.
And the reason that they ended up getting a shout out is because they joined our YouTube channel membership, which only cost $1.99 a month. Not only do you get the shout out, but you do get lots of other perks, including early access to every single video and short that we produce on this channel. So definitely consider joining our YouTube channel membership. It will be greatly appreciated and will go a long way of helping out this channel a lot. So definitely consider it, but let's get right back to the video.
Over here at the next vendor, I do notice some Art the Clown Pops. Lots of Terrifier here, like the Blacklight one we actually just saw at EB Games the other day. This one is the Hot Topic Scare Fair one that a lot of people enjoyed. Here's some more Hot Topic Scare Fair exclusives with the Buffalo Bill. There's also Billy the Puppet and the Jason Voorhees. I believe these are all from the same year. Then we got some One Piece pops over here, various chases like the glow-in-the-dark chase of Brooke. That's normally, I believe, Chow's Collectibles exclusive. And then something I definitely wanted to point out was the fact that this specific 11th Doctor Pop has a blue Hot Topic exclusive sticker, which is not too often that you see that because either you see it with the regular yellow or you see it with the red pre-release sticker. And then over here we do have the limited edition Godzilla 65. It's the Supreme Pop, a glow-in-the-dark chase of Elvira, Cyclone from Funko Fusion. This pop, I actually don't even think it's been officially confirmed by Funko yet. It is the Remus Lupin as werewolf from Harry Potter. That is an elite level pop, limited to 7,500 pieces. So it's actually really cool to see this one in person before it's really been announced by Funko. The black and white chase of Count Orlok, the Starlight chase. There's also the SpongeBob SquarePants Supreme Pop. And something that I actually haven't seen in person, which I do definitely want to check this out, is the NFT It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia pop of Frank as Ongo. How awesome it is not only to see the Mick Foley autograph on this Rock and Mankind 2-pack, but the fact that it also says 150 human monies, definitely a Danhausen joke. Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, that was exclusive to Box Lunch. And then a pop I still have yet to obtain, the Flocked Lotso from Toy Story. I had the chance to get it at my local EB Games, but I had a bit of box damage, so I didn't pick it up then, and now I can't find it anywhere. It may be today that I get this. And then across the way from it, I do see some various anime and Marvel pops. We got a chase here from Bleach, I believe it is. The Supersonic chase, that's a AAA anime exclusive. There's the regular one right there, but what really caught my eye was this Metal Sonic 3.0 being limited to 5,000 pieces. So now we are at BSMT Box, and we got some various figures here like Mega Man. I do notice right here some Captain America figures, but what really caught my eye, honestly, World Wrestling Federation toothbrush of The Rock. I know that MD, if you know MD, you know him, has a few of these types of items. There was also like soaps that came out back in the day as well. So it is really cool to see some of these unique items at shows like this. And then over here we do have some figures inside of bags. Actually right here we do have a couple of loose Funko Pops, including Finn the Human from Adventure Time. There's also the Ice King, also from Adventure Time. Right here we do have some mini arcade machines. It looks like Kevin Owens is playing Mortal Kombat and Stone Cold Steve Austin is playing WrestleFest. Very fitting. Next we are at the Studio 151 booth, where there's a ton of different Pokemon cards. I mean, the first one that I know is the gold Mega Charizard EX from Phantasmal Flames. There's also the Mega Charizard Y EX, which I believe was from Ascended. Dragonite also from that. Greninja. Some of the booster boxes from Chaos Rising, as well as Phantasmal Flames, and the newer set Pitch Black. I also did notice over here the two cards that make up the picture with the Charizard of the Charmeleon as well as the Charmander, which is really cool to see. Would love to see all three cards together just to see what the photo actually looks like. And then right here we do have various graded cards, but one that obviously stood out to me is a Gemmin 10 SIR Mega Charizard EX. And then what I thought was really cool to see are some sealed packs, like in the actual backing of the jungle packs, as well as I believe we got Fossil right here too. Really cool to see some of these packs still sealed. Well, yeah. Alright guys, so I am back from the St. Catharines Collectors Expo, and of course I had a great time like always at these conventions. And right after I looked around and show you guys a bunch of stuff in the convention, right outside there was a Dippin' Dots truck and they had a lot of different selections, and I ended up getting myself the cookie dough Dippin' Dots, and that was definitely very good. Unfortunately, I didn't film anything for like a potential YouTube shorts, but now I'm going to show you guys exactly what I got from the St. Catharines Collectors Expo. Actually, the first item is something that my brother obtained. This graded card of M Slowbro EX from Pokemon XY. My brother is really into the graded cards for Pokemon, and he's not too fussy about like the actual grading for the most part, because as you can see, it is a 8 for the grading and not, let's say, a 9 or 10 that most people would rather want. And overall, even though I don't really collect too much Pokemon, I do think the design of this card looks really awesome. And then I purchased myself something. I actually almost walked out of the show without purchasing anything, and then I negotiated with one of the booths on getting a certain Funko Pop, or I should say a certain couple of Funko Pops, because I ended up purchasing the Michael Scott and Holly Flax 2-pack from The Office, one of the very few Office Pops that I needed. Here is a closer look of both Michael and Holly. Really excited that I was able to obtain this, because this sold out at my local EB Games and I wasn't able to find it for this specific set. Of course, the Michael and Holly 2-pack, I guess right here as well, which I do own. Meredith Palmer, which I already have in the set. The only two pops I believe I need are both these Kevin Malone and Dwight Schrute pops. But that's gonna be everything for today. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, but peace. See you later.